Alright guys, so today's video is going to be 10 things that tryhards do in GTA Online. Now I made a video a few weeks ago talking about 10 things that noobs do in GTA Online, and some people got pretty triggered, telling me that I'm a noob, and that there's nothing really wrong with barcode names. And it's just gonna hurt my feelings. But what if I told you guys that tryhards are noobs? Guys, these videos aren't to be taken too seriously. I don't hate tryhards, these videos are just a bit of fun. If you do enjoy them, leave it a like, subscribe, and let's get right into this. Now up first at the number 10 spot is the EWO trick, which stands for Easy Way Out. Now this is somewhat of a glitch that you can use to somewhat bypass the usual animation that usually happens when you try to kill yourself. So obviously if you just try to kill yourself, there's going to be maybe a 1 or 2 second animation of you pulling the gun out and using it, and during that animation you're actually able to be hit by other players. Whereas with the EWO trick, your body literally instantly hits the floor, giving no opportunity of your enemies to even shoot you when you want to do this. I noticed this one is most commonly used when tryhards like to shoot an explosive at you and then instantly drop to the floor dead, so you have no chance at killing them when you respawn. Next up is the EWO loop, another glitch involving the easy way out. However, this loop is basically a method where you constantly kill yourself, and it just means that during that loop time, no other players can actually kill you because your body is constantly falling to the ground in the death loop. So the tryhard will keep on doing this loop until they find themselves respawning close enough to the player they want to kill, in which case they'll stop the loop and kill you. At the number 8 spot is the bulletproof helmet and rebreather glitch. Now this is just the classic tryhard look. I wanted to feel like a tryhard in this video. I wanted this video to be authentic, and there was only one way I could do that, and that's get myself in the mind frame of a tryhard. Now the thing about the rebreather is as soon as you equip a bulletproof helmet, it actually gets rid of the rebreather, so you have to use somewhat of a glitch to equip both the helmet and the rebreather together. Somewhat of a harmless graphical glitch, to be honest. Now if you want to get super fancy, you can also use another trick to have the rebreather, the helmet and night vision goggles on all at once. At the number 7 spot is spawn kick. Now I did quite a lot of research on the word kick, and according to Urban Dictionary, which we all know is the most reliable source on the internet, this word was created by the World of Warcraft community and is just basically another way of saying lol. Now as far as GTA 5 goes, I see a lot of kick tages on YouTube, which is basically relating to players firing explosives at the spawn points next to you. That way, as soon as you respawn, you're going to be instantly ragdolled into the air instantly and very vulnerable. Now the thing about tryhards is they seem to know the exact spawn points in these popular areas, and some of the most popular ones are the base outside Fort Zancudo and also at the beach. They just know exactly where you're going to respawn. And if you're up against an experienced tryhard, you're going to have a bit of a miserable time. They're going to be preemptively firing missiles at your spawn point, so as soon as you're respawning there, you're going to be instantly ragdolled into the air and not much chance at fighting back. At the number 6 spot is passive popping. Now these are players that use the passive mode tool that's supposed to defend you against griefers, but they use that as somewhat of an offensive tool to grief other players. What they'll do is they'll sit in passive mode and kind of wait for you to get your guard down. They'll hang out around you and they'll appear relatively harmless because they can't really do much when they're in passive mode, and they'll wait for you to not look at them or keep an eye on them all the time, and they'll quickly pop out of passive mode and get a kill on you. And most likely they'll be quickly returning back into the safety of passive mode so you can't get a revenge kill. Now the next thing that tryhards do is voting to kick you. Now as you can tell from the name Tryhard, you can be sure these players are trying their damned hardest to kill you. And if you actually manage to successfully fight back or defend yourself against a tryhard, maybe they're somewhat of a new tryhard in training and not very good, they'll actually try and vote to kick you from the session. They'll basically do everything they can to get you out of this session because they don't want to be the ones to kind of swallow their ego and leave the session themselves. At the number 4 spot is being able to kill you while they're in passive mode. Now when you're in passive mode, your vehicle will also be in passive, so your vehicle cannot be used to kill another player. If a player in passive mode tries to run you over, their car will basically be a ghost, so it's going to go right through you. However, if that player does exit their vehicle, their vehicle once again will become a physical object. So what they do is they jump out of their vehicle, making it a car prop again. I'm not gonna lie, this one is actually quite hard to pull off. I had to do quite a few attempts to record this in a video, and it is somewhat entertaining to watch it. It does take a certain amount of skill to pull this off properly. From what I've seen from the montages, the rocket Voltic seems to be a solid choice with that huge rocket on the back, and it's just going to be used to absolutely obliterate someone if it hits them as a solid object. At the number 3 spot, now to be an effective tryhard you need to have the right weapons of choice. It is essential that you use the homing launcher for blasting people, it's a lot quicker than the RPG, you need the heavy sniper with the explosive rounds, and of course the thermal scope so you can quickly find people when they're spawning in, and of course the marksman rifle that's the perfect combination with some BST. And not to forget the sticky bomb that will be quickly used on any players in their vicinity. At the number 2 spot is Ghost Organization. This has to be one of the most used abilities for tryhards, and that is to get the Ghost Organization. Basically you pay $12,000 and you're going to be removed from the radar for 3 whole minutes. It's somewhat of a cheap tactic used by tryhards to get an upper hand, making you essentially invisible and a lot harder for people to see where you're coming from, and a lot harder to defend themselves against you when they can't see your radar marker. I'm not sure this is how the Ghost Organization ability was intended to be used in GT Online for griefing, but 3 whole minutes can seem like quite a long time when you're being griefed by an invisible player. And that leaves me with the number 1 spot, and that is passive jets. Now we all know that the laser and the Hydra are top choices with tryhards, with their deadly explosive rounds. However, when I see people griefing in their jet, what they do is they go into passive mode, and when you try and retaliate or take them down in the jet, you know, if you try and shoot them down with explosive bullets, if they're griefing you, they'll just go into passive mode so you can't shoot them down. And it's honestly quite funny that this is even possible in GT Online, because if you're in a fighter jet, you're obviously in there to do some damage, and that's the exact reason why when you're in passive mode, which is supposed to be a defensive tool, you can't use your weapon wheel. However, when you're in a jet, you can still obviously make use of the jet. So that was the top 10 things that tryhards do in GTA Online. Again, this video isn't to be taken too seriously. I don't hate tryhards. I even have a few friends that are tryhards. You know, you guys play GTA however you want to play it. If you have any suggestions for next week's countdown, I do a new theme every single week. Let me know down in the comments and I'll credit you if I use your idea. Also, if you're new around here, why not go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode, and leave a like on the video. It really helps support these episodes when you guys leave likes. Have a great day, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Flipping cars, I live the scene. Flipping heist, yeah, with the team. You know me, got the antidote. I spit it sick, I'm in Los Santos. Dodging missiles, dodging bullets. Coming at me now, tell me to pull it. I'm a G, DOA, silent core in GTA.